apprentices who were domestics or town workers were required to work for another 4 years to August 1838 before receiving their freedom. Those who were estate workers were required to work for 6 years to August 1840. There were protests all over Guyana, in Jamaica, St. Kitts, Trinidad, and other parts of the West Indies. Most of us, especially the women, were outraged. Our babies and young children were free, but we weren't yet free. What kind of thing was that, people said? What kind of thing is that? We children free, but we still in slavery, in apprenticeship. Even the planters considered it to be an unworkable law. We were also incensed at the term apprentice. What is an apprentice? Many of us were seasoned, experienced, skilled workers on the sugar, coffee, and cotton plantations. It was a gross insult to call carpenters, coopers, masons, blacksmiths, shopkeepers, vendors, estate workers, domestic and town workers, and others apprentices. A further cause of our anger was the malicious killing of 65 pigs by the planters on Richmond Plantation on Sunday the 3rd of August. Those pigs were our dearly valued property. They had been reared by African workers. They were our own property and our means of livelihood. And the planters destroyed our means of livelihood. They killed our pigs. That really caused a serious problem with us. Our workers then decided to take industrial action. We formed the first union effectively. Decided that we were going to have a strike, a peaceful demonstration, a peaceful protest, and passive resistance. We're going to stop working, and we were not going to continue working under those conditions. On Monday, the 4th of August, 1834, over 700 of us from plantations along the Essequibo coast, known as the Arabian coast, from Richmond to Devonshire Castle, protested. We assembled in Trinity Churchyard at La Belle Alliance. Look at the Trinity cross in the Trinity Churchyard. We occupied the church, as we regarded the church as belonging to the King of England. I was one of the leaders or captains of the brothers and sisters of the workers' movement. I was called Captain DAMON. I was the captain, one of the captains, one of the leaders of the movement. I raised a flag, a red flag, in the churchyard as a sign of solidarity with my brothers and sisters, and to signify our independence from the planters. Not independence of the government, but independence from the plantation owners and the drivers of the workers. None of us bore arms. We carried no weapons, nor did we threaten anybody. We had learned lessons from the brutal massacres that had occurred in Berbice in 1763-64, in Barbados in 1816, in Demerara in 1823, in Jamaica in 1831-32, and in other colonies. We just wanted to show the planters the power we had in the form of peaceful withdrawal of our labor and the show of independence. For that protest, I was arrested on the orders of Governor Smythe, who misunderstood my industrial action as an act of rebellion against the British government. I was taken to Georgetown, where I was charged with rebellion and put on trial. I was convicted by the court and was sentenced to death by Chief Justice Ray, who used the Roman Dutch law to sentence me more harshly than the English law. Justice Walpole Willis disagreed with the application of the more severe Dutch sentencing law and gave a dissenting judgment, but the Chief Justice's judgment prevailed. Chief Justice Ray was the same judge who acted in the Kangaroo Court in the trial of Reverend Smith of Demerara and Jack and the others who were put on trial after the 1823 movement. On the 13th of October 1834, for my protests for the causes of abolition, emancipation, freedom, independence, and liberation of Guyanese, I was martyred in the public square, in front of public buildings in Georgetown, British Guiana, BG. That building had been recently completed. Its construction was completed in 1834, and I was the first person to have been martyred in front of that building. Following our protest, the British government decided to import immigrants, Europeans from England, Ireland, Scotland, Germany, Maltese, Africans, West Indians from Antigua, Barbados, St. Kitts, Montserrat, Nevis, and other places from America, Africans to take over our work on the plantations. The Gladstone experiment introduced a new form of slavery, indentured labor, and the arrival of large numbers of Portuguese, Indian, and Chinese workers into Guyana. True emancipation for Africans did not occur until the 1st of August, 1838. Brothers and sisters, boys and girls, may peace be with you. So says Brother Captain DAMON of Essequibo, Guyana. See the bibliography